Hey guys, so today's math video goes along with both Monday and Tuesday. So that is Monday, May 4th and Tuesday, May 5th lessons. Okay, so you're I'm gonna put this video in both lessons. You really only need to watch it once. If you wanna watch it twice, that's fine. But this video will go along with both. Okay, so today and tomorrow, so Monday and Tuesday, we're doing graphs. And actually we're gonna do it all week. And right before we left for our social distancing quarantine time, we were doing graphing and we had done pictographs and I think we had started in on some bar graphs. So today we're going to be talking about bar graphs and for the rest of the week. Okay, so I made a bar graph here if you look at it. It's a favorite pets one. And I want to just point out some bar graph rules. So on this bar graph, you will notice that the bars are vertical. But I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to show you a different bar graph. On this side, you're going to notice that our bars are now horizontal. Okay, so bar graphs can be either way. Both are correct. We can have a horizontal one or we can have a vertical bar one. All right, so let's talk about what is a bar graph. A bar graph is a way to display data. Okay, if you remember back in class, I let you guys go around the room and ask, what's your favorite food and things like that, and we turn those into pictographs and we use little pictures to show our data. A bar graph uses bars, so these lines is what we're calling a bar here. Okay, and on the back, these. All right, so I'm mostly going to focus in on using the vertical one for today, and in your next video that I won't send out till Wednesday, I'll be using that one. Okay, so couple of rules about bar graphs. You need to have a title. So you can see this one is called Favorite Pets. And then I made an L. If you look at my blue line here, I made an L. So when I go to draw a bar graph, even if I was in class, I would start with an L. So that's what I did first. Okay, then I needed to have more labels, not only a title, but I need to have a label on the side here and at the bottom to tell you what those things mean. So I have numbers here, okay? And this is the number of votes. So what we did is we asked kids, okay, what is your favorite pet? And this is not how many pets do you have, but what is your favorite pet? And this is the number of votes that the different pets got. Okay, so you notice my bar graph at the bottom, I started with 0. That corner here will always be a 0. Okay, later in the week I'm going to show you how you can count by different things. Today I just counted by ones. So you can see 1, 2, 3. On the back you'll notice when I show you that one later in the week that I'm counting by different numbers. We'll talk about that another time. All right, at the bottom I have another label. It says animals. Okay, so this is telling you these are the animals that I chose for this graph. So I have dogs, cats, of course guinea pigs, because you guys know we have guinea pigs in my house, and then finally snakes. Okay, so I pretended, because I am at home, that I asked a bunch of kids what their favorite pets were, and the dogs won. The dogs have 9 votes. Okay, so I can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 votes for dogs. So I can tell they're the winner. I can tell the one who has the least amount of votes were the guinea pigs, not if they're in my house, but the guinea pigs I have 1, 2, 3 votes for guinea pigs. You can just count those squares. For cats, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for snakes, to count it, instead of just counting each box, I'm just going to show you another way to figure out how many it is by looking at a bar graph like this. I can see that it comes to the 5th one. So let me see if I'm correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 5 votes. So when you are trying to figure out how to draw it, there's special things you have to do. Okay, I had to make sure my numbers were spaced evenly. I couldn't have big gaps between, the 2 and the 3 and have the 4 be close. So these numbers, I spaced them out on purpose like that. Okay, the same thing with these boxes. Now it was hard because I was just drawing it with markers, but it's important that I tried to make sure the boxes were all a similar size. Okay, so you can see the first box, they're all about that size, about 1 centimeter. Then the second boxes are about the same size, and so forth. So those are some of the rules. Okay, so when you are working on your Google Slides today and tomorrow, you're going to notice bar graphs. You are going to notice that they're generated from the workbook pages, and the boxes are much better spacing. It looks a little neater than my drawing here. Okay, but the point is you have to answer questions. So to make a bar graph, you have to collect data, which I kind of did in my head here, and then you have to draw the bar graph out, and then we use it to answer questions. So let's go over some of the questions that might be on the Google Slides for you today. These are questions that you saw in class when we were doing pictographs. All right, so you might say, which animal or which pet had the most votes? In that case, you could look at the graph. You don't even have to count anything up, and you will realize that dogs have the most. Because dogs are the biggest bar with 9. Another question might be, which pet got the least votes? Again, you don't have to do too much thinking. You can figure out that guinea pigs have it. Then it might be more specific and say, how many votes did cats get? Well, we already answered that one. You'd count it up, which I did before, and you would get 7. All right, so those are kind of basic questions, but then it might ask us to do a little bit more math. So it might say, how many people voted for guinea pigs and snakes all together? And in that case, you need to add up the guinea pigs and the snakes. Remember that word all together? And I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I can know that's 3 plus 5, and I would get 8. And of course, we want to give labels. So I would say 8 what? It's not 8 animals, it's not 8 snakes, it's not 8 guinea pigs. Listen to the question. How many people voted for guinea pigs and snakes all together? So the answer would be 8 people, because there's 8 votes. The question was how many people. We're looking for a number of people, okay? All right, another question might be one of our, how many more? How many more? You guys know what that means. We did that in class a lot. How many more? Subtract. You heard me say that 100 times in class. Anytime you hear how many more, we're subtracting. So if I said, how many more people voted for dogs than cats? We would subtract the dogs, which is 9, by the cats, which is 7. 9 minus 7, and you would get to 2. Or you can just look at it, and you can kind of say, wait, how many more? It would have been a tie if they both ended right here, but there's 2 more. Let's do another how many more question. How many more voted for cats than guinea pigs? Okay, so look at, we have 3 for cats, and we said 7 for guinea pigs. If you do 7 minus 3, you get to the 4. Or you could look up here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try the question with, instead of how many more, it's how many less. Similar, we're still subtracting. How many less votes did guinea pigs get than snakes? How many less? We're still subtracting, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for snakes, 3 for guinea pigs. Okay, so how many more? 5 minus 3. Or how many less? 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 less votes for guinea pigs. And another question that comes up a lot when we do graphing is how many people voted in all? Can you figure out what you'd have to do to answer that question? Give you a minute to think about it, a few seconds. All right. You could just count them all up. I think a lot of you are probably saying, oh, just count them up. That would take me a while. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so forth. Or I could add them all up. I know I can do 9 plus 7. Hopefully most of you know what 9 plus 7 is because we're getting ready for 3rd grade. 9 plus 7 is 16. And then I have 16 plus 3. So 17, 18, 19. And 19 plus 5, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 people voted would be the answer. To show your work, I would write 9 plus 7 plus 3 plus 5 equals 24 votes. 24 people. Okay? So remember, it's important to give that label. So when you get to the Google slide, you're going to notice there's one about favorite pets. And it is a vertical one. But the second page of the slide has one that's horizontal. Okay, I'm going to save this one to go over in another video. And make sure that you click on those yellow boxes to put your answers in, and good luck. All right, bye-bye.